Captain Lisa Martinez sat in her command chair on the bridge of the Earthship Dauntless. The ship moved quietly through the dark space at the edge of our solar system. This was her third patrol mission this month, and she expected it to be as uneventful as the others. "Captain, I'm picking up something strange," said Jack Warren, her communications officer. His fingers moved quickly across his control panel. "It's an energy pattern I've never seen before." Lisa straightened in her chair. After 15 years in the United Earth Space Force, she had learned to trust her crew's instincts. "Show me, Warren." The main screen lit up with a display of wave patterns that pulsed and shifted in unusual ways. The pattern was moving in what seemed like a planned path, not the random movement of a natural space event. "Is it a ship?" Lisa asked, leaning forward. "No, ma'am," replied Noah Peters, the sensor specialist. "It's more like a message, a signal of some kind, but it's not using any frequency in our database." Lisa walked over to Noah's station and looked at the readings. "Can we track where it's going?" "Already on it," Noah said. "It's headed toward the Epsilon Eridani system." Lisa tapped her chin thoughtfully. Earth had been planning to expand to that system next year. "Warren, can you decode any part of this signal?" Jack shook his head. "It's like nothing I've ever seen, Captain. The encryption is beyond our current technology. We'll need the big computers back on Earth." "Record everything," Lisa ordered, "and change course to follow the signal as far as we can without leaving our patrol zone." For 2 days, the Dauntless tracked the strange signal, gathering data. When they could follow it no further without breaking orders, Lisa made the decision to return to Earth early. "Whatever this is, Earth Command needs to know about it," she told her crew. When they arrived at the lunar base, Lisa was surprised to find Admiral Frank Delgado waiting for them. The Admiral was a tall man with dark hair turning gray at the temples. His serious face showed that he already knew something was wrong. "Captain Martinez," he greeted her. "I understand you found something unusual." "Yes, sir. A signal using technology we've never seen before." "You're not the only one," the Admiral said grimly. 3 other patrol ships have reported similar findings. We've been working on the message here for the past week." He led Lisa to a secure room deep within the lunar base. Inside, a team of Earth's best code breakers and language experts worked at computer stations. Dr. Maya Collins, the head of the cryptography team, looked up as they entered. Her eyes showed she hadn't slept much recently. "We've made a breakthrough," she told them. "It's definitely a message, and we've managed to decode about 60% of it." "What does it say?" Lisa asked. Maya pulled up a holographic display. "It's an invitation to some kind of meeting or summit. From what we can tell, at least 15 different alien civilizations will be gathering to discuss galactic policy." Aliens. Lisa's eyes widened. "We've suspected they were out there, but we've never had direct contact." "That's not all," Admiral Delgado said. "Show her the rest, Doctor." Maya pulled up another section of the decoded message. This part lists the star systems and territories that will be discussed at the meeting. Several of them are within 5 light years of Earth. "They're dividing up space near our solar system," Lisa realized, "and they didn't invite us to the table." "Exactly," the Admiral confirmed. "Earth developed faster than light travel 20 years ago. We've established colonies on Mars and Venus. We've sent ships to the nearest star systems. But apparently, we're not considered important enough to have a say in galactic matters." Lisa studied the star map with growing concern. "If they're making decisions about these regions without us, they could box us in, limit our expansion, maybe even declare our territory off limits to us." "That's our fear," said Admiral Delgado. "The Security Council is meeting in 1 hour to discuss our options." The Security Council chamber was located in the heart of New Geneva, Earth's capital city. Representatives from all Earth nations and colony worlds sat around a large circular table. Admiral Delgado presented the findings, and Lisa watched as faces grew increasingly concerned. "So these aliens are having a meeting that will decide the future of space around our solar system, and Earth wasn't invited," summarized Counselor Alan Grant, representative from the North American Union. "That is correct," confirmed the Admiral. "What do we know about these aliens?" asked Counselor Elena Vasquez from the South American Federation. Maya stepped forward with her datapad. Very little. The message contained some information about the attending species, but much of it is still unclear. What we do know is that most of them appear to be more technologically advanced than humans. Then why haven't they contacted us? Directly? Asked a representative from the African Alliance. The message contains references to something called Development Protocols and Non-Intervention Guidelines, Maya explained. It seems they have rules about not interfering with developing civilizations. They think we're too primitive to talk to, Lisa said, understanding dawning on her face. They're watching us, studying us, but not engaging. Like we're animals in a zoo, muttered Counselor Grant. The room fell silent as everyone considered the implications. We have 3 options, Admiral Delgado finally said. 1. We do nothing and accept whatever decisions they make about our region of space. 2. We attempt to send a message asking to be included, though we don't know if they'll respond. Or 3. He paused, looking around the room. Or 3. We send a ship to the coordinates mentioned in the message and make our presence known. Directly. Murmurs filled the room. Some counselors looked shocked, others intrigued. That would be risky, said Counselor Vasquez. If these civilizations are more advanced, they might see it as aggression. And if we do nothing, countered Counselor Grant, we lose our chance to have any say in our own future. The debate continued for hours. Lisa listened to the arguments, her mind racing with possibilities. Finally, when the discussion seemed to be going in circles, she stood up. Council members, she said clearly, with all due respect, Earth wasn't invited to this meeting because they don't think we matter. The only way to change that perception is to show them they're wrong. She looked around the room, meeting each counselor's eyes. We weren't invited, so we should crash the meeting. The room fell silent as her words hung in the air. Then, slowly, Admiral Delgado smiled. Captain Martinez, he said, are you volunteering for this mission? Lisa stood straight, her decision already made. Yes, sir, I am. 3 days after the Security Council meeting, Captain Lisa Martinez stood in the main hangar of the lunar shipyard. Before her was Earth's newest and most advanced ship, the EDS Audacity. Its sleek hull gleamed under the bright lights of the hangar. She's a beauty, isn't she? Admiral Delgado said, coming to stand beside Lisa. Just finished 2 weeks ago. We were saving her for the official expansion mission to Tau Ceti, but your mission takes priority now. Lisa nodded, taking in the ship's impressive features. What can she do? Top speed is 30% faster than any other ship in the fleet. Advanced sensors, better life support, and enough firepower to defend herself if needed. The Admiral's face grew serious. Though I hope you won't need to use those weapons. So do I, sir, Lisa agreed. If these aliens are as advanced as we think, fighting would be a bad idea. You have 2 weeks to prepare, Admiral Delgado told her. The meeting is scheduled to begin in 17 days at a location approximately 5 light days from the Epsilon Eridani system. 2 weeks isn't much time, Lisa said, mentally calculating what needed to be done. It's all we can give you. The ship is ready, but we need to make some special modifications. The Admiral led her to a smaller hangar where a woman in a lab coat was directing a team of engineers working on what looked like a strange metal box. Captain Martinez, meet Dr. Amy Rodriguez, the Admiral said. She's our top expert on alien technology. Dr. Rodriguez looked up and smiled. She had curly hair pulled back in a practical ponytail and intelligent eyes that lit up when she saw them. Captain, I've been hoping to meet you. I understand you'll be testing my cloaking device. Cloaking device? Lisa asked, surprised. 20 years ago, an alien scout ship crashed in the Arizona desert, Admiral Delgado explained. We recovered technology that we've been studying ever since. Dr. Rodriguez has finally managed to reverse engineer one of the key components. Amy patted the metal box proudly. This beauty should make the Audacity invisible to most scanning technologies. Not forever, mind you, it uses too much power, but long enough to get you onto that space station undetected. Lisa looked impressed. That will be very helpful, Doctor. Just don't push it past 4 hours of continuous use, Amy warned. After that, the energy signature becomes detectable. Over the next few days, Lisa focused on assembling her crew. She needed people who were not only skilled, but also calm under pressure and quick thinking. Her first choice was Lieutenant Sam Nelson for tactical officer. Sam had served with Lisa during the Mars colony crisis 3 years ago. He was tall and quiet, with a strategic mind and steady hands. He had also worked in intelligence before joining the Space Force. Crashing an alien meeting, Sam said when Lisa told him about the mission. Sounds risky. I'm in. For communications, she kept Jack Warren from the Dauntless crew. His experience with the alien signal would be valuable. As chief engineer, she selected Ben Howard, a mechanical genius who had helped design the Audacity's engines. The final key member of her team was Dr. Ellen Wright, Earth's leading xenolinguist. Ellen had studied the limited alien language samples available and had developed theories about universal communication patterns. I can't promise I'll understand everything they say, Ellen told Lisa during their meeting. But I've programmed translation algorithms based on the decoded invitation. It should give us a starting point. Ellen was short with quick movements and spoke rapidly when excited. Her enthusiasm for potentially meeting alien species was obvious. Just remember, Lisa cautioned, we're there to observe first, then make contact in a controlled way. The crew trained together for 10 intense days. They ran simulations of every scenario they could think of. Peaceful first contact, hostile reception, emergency evacuations, and technical failures. During one particularly difficult simulation, the team had to respond to being surrounded by alien ships while their cloaking device failed. Weapons ready, Sam reported calmly in the simulator. Hold fire, Lisa ordered. Ellen, prepare a general greeting on all frequencies. Ben, how long until the engines can give us emergency thrust? 20 seconds, Captain, Ben replied, his fingers flying over his control panel. Jack, any response to our distress call? None yet, Captain. Wait, I'm getting something now. Lisa nodded approval as her crew worked together smoothly. This is why we practice, people. Every scenario, no matter how unlikely. On the day before launch, Lisa met with Admiral Delgado for a final briefing. The Admiral handed her a small data crystal. This contains Earth's official first contact protocols, he explained. We've never needed them before, but our scientists and diplomats have been preparing for this possibility for decades. And if they don't want to talk? Lisa asked. The Admiral's face was grave. Your primary mission is to gather information about these civilizations and make Earth's presence known. If possible, establish diplomatic contact. If not, he paused. Use your judgment, Captain. You'll be too far away for us to direct your actions. I understand, sir. One more thing, the Admiral added. Dr. Rodriguez has finished the special. Suits for your boarding team. He led Lisa to a room where 5 sleek spacesuits hung on racks. They looked different from standard Earth spacesuits, thinner and more flexible. These incorporate more alien technology, the Admiral explained. They can adapt to different atmospheric conditions and include built-in translation modules programmed with everything Ellen has developed. Lisa ran her hand along one suit's arm, feeling the strange material. We're really doing this, aren't we? Meeting aliens. Humanity has dreamed of this moment for centuries, the Admiral said. I just wish it were happening under better circumstances. On the morning of the launch, Lisa stood before her assembled crew on the bridge of the Audacity. 40 men and women looked back at her, the best Earth had to offer. Some looked excited, others nervous, but all were ready. In a few hours we'll leave our solar system on the most important mission in human history, Lisa began. We are going to meet beings from other worlds. They didn't invite us to their meeting because they don't think we matter. She looked around at each face, before continuing. Our job is to show them they're wrong. We represent not just the Space Force, not just the Security Council, but all of humanity. Every person who has ever looked up at the stars and wondered if we are alone. Lisa stood straighter, her voice strong and clear. We are not going to start a fight, but we are going to take our rightful place at the table. Earth belongs among the stars, and after today, the galaxy will know it. A cheer went up from the crew. As Lisa took her seat in the command chair, She felt a mix of excitement and fear. The mission ahead would change everything for humanity, one way or another. Navigation, she ordered. Set course for Epsilon Eridani. Communications. Inform launch. Control, we are ready for departure. As the Audacity's engines hummed to life, Lisa watched the lunar base grow smaller on the view screen. The Earth hung in space beyond it, beautiful and blue. We'll be back, she promised quietly. And we'll make you proud. After 6 days of faster-than-light travel, the Audacity slowed as it approached the Epsilon Eridani system. The bridge was quiet as the crew focused on their tasks. Captain Lisa Martinez leaned forward in her command chair, her eyes fixed on the main view screen. Sensor sweep complete, Captain, reported Noah Peters. No signs of detection. Our approach appears to be clean. Excellent, Lisa said. Jack, any communications traffic? Jack Warren adjusted his headset and frowned. A lot of it, ma'am. Multiple frequencies, most using encryption methods we've never seen. Ellen is running them through her translation matrix now. Dr. Ellen Wright nodded from her station. It's going to take time to make sense of it all, but I'm definitely picking up different language patterns. At least 6 distinct types so far. Sam, tactical assessment? Lisa asked. Lieutenant Sam Nelson studied his screens carefully. I count 23 vessels of varying sizes in orbit around the 4th planet. Design configurations suggest they belong to different species or civilizations. None appear to have weapons powered up. Lisa nodded. Ben, how's our cloaking device? Holding? Chief Engineer Ben Howard checked his readings. Operating at 93% efficiency, Captain. We should have about 3.5 hours before power levels become critical. That will have to be enough, Lisa decided. Navigation, take us in slowly. Keep us at minimum safe distance from any other vessels. As the Audacity moved deeper into the system, the crew got their first view of their destination. It wasn't a planet as they had expected, but an enormous space station orbiting the 4th planet of the Epsilon Eridani system. The station was unlike anything humans had built, a massive structure with sections that seemed to change shape as they watched. That's incredible, breathed Ellen. The engineering required to build something like that. Size estimate? Lisa asked. Approximately 12 kilometers in diameter, Noah replied. The central hub appears to be rotating to create artificial gravity in the outer rings. Sam whistled softly. I'm counting at least 30 different ship designs docked at various points. Some of them are tiny, hardly bigger than a shuttle. Others. He paused. Captain, that one near the south docking ring is over 2 kilometers long. Their technology is far beyond ours, Ben said quietly. Lisa stood up from her chair. That doesn't matter. We're here now and we have a job to do. Ben, find us a place to dock where we won't be noticed. After carefully scanning the station, Ben identified a maintenance area with minimal activity. This section shows lower power usage and few life signs. It appears to be mostly automated. Perfect, Lisa said. Take us in, nice and slow. The queue. Audacity approached the massive station, moving carefully to avoid detection. With Ben's skilled guidance, they slipped into a maintenance bay that appeared to be used for storage. Docking complete, Ben reported. No alarms triggered. Lisa turned to her crew. Phase 1 complete. Now for the hard part. She tapped her communication badge. Boarding team to the airlock in 10 minutes. Full environmental suits. The boarding. Team consisted of Lisa, Sam, Ellen, and 2 security officers named Kyle Rodriguez and Olivia Green. They met at the airlock wearing the special suits developed by Dr. Rodriguez. Remember, Lisa told them as they checked each other's equipment, we are here to observe first. We need to understand who these aliens are and what they want before we make our presence known. What if we're discovered? Asked Olivia, adjusting her suit's oxygen settings. We stick to the plan, Lisa replied. We're explorers from Earth, here to establish peaceful contact. And if they're not interested in peace? Kyle asked, his hand resting near the stun pistol at his hip. Lisa's expression was firm. Non-lethal force only, and only as a last resort. We are not starting an interstellar incident. The 5 humans stepped through the airlock and onto the alien station. The maintenance bay was dimly lit and filled with containers of unknown materials. The artificial gravity felt slightly lighter than Earth normal. Air readings? Lisa asked. Mix of gases, Sam reported, checking his suit's sensors. Oxygen present, but at lower levels than we need. Trace elements we can't identify. Definitely not breathable for humans. Keep your helmet sealed, Lisa ordered. Ellen, which way to the main areas? Ellen consulted her tablet. Based on power distribution readings, the central hub should be in that direction. She pointed down a corridor to their right. The team moved cautiously through the station. They passed through narrow maintenance tunnels and service corridors, avoiding the main passageways. Occasionally, they had to hide as strange robotic devices moved past, performing various maintenance tasks. After nearly an hour of careful progress, they reached a point where they could no longer avoid the main areas of the station. Lisa paused at a junction where their service corridor met a wider hallway. Time to see who we're dealing with, she said. Stay close and try to look like you belong here. They stepped out into the main corridor and got their first look at the station's inhabitants. Aliens of various shapes and sizes moved through the hallway. Some walked on 2 legs like humans. Others moved on 4 or 6 limbs. One floated several feet above the floor, trailing tendrils of light. Ellen's eyes were wide with wonder behind her helmet. Captain, she whispered over the suit's communication system. I count at least 7 distinctly different species just in this corridor. The humans tried to move casually, but they drew curious looks from several passing aliens. One tall being, with blue skin and 4 arms, stopped to stare at them before continuing on its way. They can tell we don't belong, Sam said quietly, but they're not raising alarms yet. They probably think we're from another species they haven't met before, Ellen suggested. This station must host many different civilizations. Lisa nodded. Let's find the meeting chamber. According to the decoded invitation, the main summit should be starting soon. Following the flow of aliens, they eventually reached a large central plaza. Displays in various alien scripts floated in the air, seemingly made of light. Ellen quickly photographed them with her suit's camera. I think I can make sense of some of these, she said excitedly. This symbol keeps appearing. I believe it's directional information. With Ellen's guidance, they navigated to a large set of doors where several aliens were gathering. By watching and mimicking the others, they managed to gain entry to what appeared to be an observation gallery, overlooking a vast chamber. Below them, representatives from dozens of alien species sat in a circular arrangement around a massive, holographic display of the galaxy. The display rotated slowly, with certain star systems highlighted in different colors. Ellen adjusted her translator as she listened to the proceedings. Her face grew increasingly concerned. Captain, she whispered urgently, they're discussing a quarantine zone in Sector 42B. That's our sector, the solar system, and surrounding space. Quarantine? Lisa asked. Why? From what I can gather, they consider humans to be unpredictable, potentially dangerous. Ellen continued to listen. A tall insectoid appears to be leading the discussion. It's describing humans as aggressive and expanding too rapidly. They're afraid of us, Sam realized. But why? We've barely left our solar system. There's more, Ellen added. They're voting on whether to establish a containment perimeter. They want to restrict human expansion for at least 100 years while they evaluate our development. Lisa watched the proceedings, her jaw tight. Below them, the vote was clearly going against Earth's interests. The aliens were deciding humanity's future without ever speaking to a human. This ends now, Lisa said firmly. Sam, Olivia, Kyle, secure our exit route. Ellen, stay with me. What are you going to do? Ellen asked. Lisa straightened her shoulders and moved toward the stairs that led down to the main chamber floor. What we came here to do, she replied. Crash their meeting. Lisa Martinez walked down the steps toward the main chamber floor with determined steps. Ellen Wright followed close behind, her hands shaking slightly inside her suit gloves. The chamber was large and circular, with tiered seating arranged around a central platform where the holographic display of the galaxy slowly turned. "Captain, are you sure about this?" Ellen whispered. "No," Lisa admitted, "but I'm sure that letting them decide our fate without hearing from us is wrong." As they reached the bottom of the steps, a tall insectoid alien noticed them. It clicked something to a smaller alien beside it, and soon several security beings were moving toward them. The security aliens had 4 arms and gray skin with what looked like natural armor plating. Lisa stood her ground. She took a deep breath and raised her hands in what she hoped was a universal gesture of peace. The first security alien approached and made a series of chirping sounds. Ellen's translation device worked quickly. "You are not authorized for this. Level. Return to the observation deck." Lisa spoke clearly, knowing her suit would translate her words. "I need to address the council. It concerns matters being discussed right now." The security alien seemed confused. "Your species is not recognized. What delegation are you with?" Lisa stood tall. "I am Captain Lisa Martinez of Earth. I represent humanity." The effect was immediate. The security alien stepped back. Murmurs spread through the chamber as delegates turned to look at them. The holographic display flickered as someone paused the presentation. The tall insectoid alien who had been leading the discussion moved forward. It towered over Lisa, nearly 8 feet tall with a hard exoskeleton that gleamed under the chamber lights. Its compound eyes studied her. "Humans," it said, the word coming through Ellen's translator with a tone of surprise. "How did you find this place?" "We intercepted your invitation," Lisa replied honestly. "It mentioned discussions about our region of space. We were concerned when we realized Earth wasn't invited. Because Earth is not yet a recognized member of the Galactic Council," the insectoid stated. "Your presence here is unauthorized." Lisa nodded. "So we've heard, but you're discussing restrictions on human expansion without ever speaking to a human. That seemed unfair, so we came to speak for ourselves." More murmurs spread through the chamber. Some delegates appeared angry, others curious. A few seemed amused. The insectoid's antennae twitched. "I am Zikta, first speaker of the council. Your arrival is unprecedented. No quarantined species has ever attended a council meeting uninvited." "That's because you keep your meetings secret from us," Lisa pointed out. "How can we follow rules we don't know exist?" A new alien joined the conversation, floating forward on what looked like a cushion of light. It resembled a large jellyfish with glowing patterns pulsing across its translucent body. "The human makes a valid point," it said, its voice coming through the translator as musical and calm. "Protocol dictates formal notification before quarantine measures." "The observation phase is not complete," argued another alien, this one short and stocky with rocky skin. "Humans are developing too rapidly. They created faster than light travel centuries before our models predicted." "And now they are here," said the jellyfish alien. "Their presence suggests our models are flawed." Zikta's mandibles clicked rapidly. "This disruption is unacceptable. Security, remove the humans." The security aliens moved forward again, but Lisa stood firm. "Before you remove us," she said loudly, "answer one question. What are you afraid of?" The chamber went quiet. Lisa continued. "You claim to be concerned about human expansion, but Earth has only a handful of colonies in our own solar system. We've just begun exploring nearby stars. Why does that frighten species who can build stations like this?" Zikta's compound eyes fixed on Lisa. "It is not fear, human, it is caution. Your species advanced from primitive flight to space travel in less than 1 century. Your history is filled with conflicts and wars. You split the atom and immediately used it as a weapon." "Yes," Lisa acknowledged. "We've made mistakes, but we've learned from them." "Have you?" asked the rocky alien skeptically. "Your planet still has borders and competing governments. You still fight over resources." "We're working on it," Lisa said. "But those challenges don't justify containing us like a disease." Ellen stepped forward. "If I may, Captain," she said, quietly then addressed the council. "I am Dr. Ellen Wright, xenolinguist. My life's work has been studying communication between different beings. Isn't communication better than isolation? How will we learn from your wisdom if you lock us away? The jellyfish alien pulsed brightly. Again, a valid point. The purpose of quarantine is to protect developing species until they are ready for wider contact. But how can they become ready without guidance? Debate erupted among the delegates. Some shouted for immediate removal of the humans, while others argued for hearing them out. Lisa and Ellen stood in the center, watching the alien politics unfold around them. Finally, Zigta raised all 4 of his upper limbs, calling for order. This situation is unprecedented and requires careful consideration. The council will recess to discuss this development. As the delegates began to file out of the chamber, an alien that looked almost like a tall human with purple skin approached Lisa. Its features were delicate, with large silver eyes. That was either very brave or very foolish, it said. Sometimes, they're the same thing, Lisa replied. The alien's mouth curved in what might have been a smile. I am Nari of the Elysian Confederation. We were once quarantined ourselves, many cycles ago. What happened? Ellen asked eagerly. We proved ourselves. Ready, Nari said simply, as you are trying to do now. Will the council listen? Lisa asked. Nari's silver eyes blinked slowly. The council fears what it does not understand. You must help them understand humanity. How? You've already begun, Nari said. You came not with weapons but with words. That will count in your favor with many delegates. Before they could ask more questions, Sam's voice came through their suit communications. Captain, we may have a problem. The Audacity is reporting unusual energy readings near our docking bay. They think another ship might be scanning us. Lisa tensed. We need to get back to the ship. The council recess will last 6 hours, Nari told them. Return then with your best arguments for humanity's place among the stars. Lisa nodded her, thanks to the purple alien. We'll be back. As they left the chamber, Lisa noticed many alien eyes following them. Some looked hostile, others curious, a few even respectful. What do you think, Ellen? Lisa asked as they rejoined Sam and the others. Can we convince them? Ellen looked thoughtful. They're not united. Some want to quarantine us. Others seem open to contact. We've created a division we might be able to use. And if we can't convince them? Sam asked quietly. Lisa's face was determined as they hurried back toward their ship. Then we make sure Earth knows what we're facing. Either way, humanity won't be ignored again. As they moved through the corridors of the alien station, Lisa realized that in just a few hours, she would be speaking not just for her crew or her planet, but for the entire human race and its future among the stars. Lisa and her team hurried back to the Audacity, moving carefully through the maintenance corridors of the alien station. When they reached their ship, they found Ben Howard waiting anxiously at the airlock. Captain, we detected a scan of our hull about 20 minutes ago, Ben reported as they removed their helmets. It didn't come from the station itself, but from one of the docked ships. Were we compromised? Lisa asked. I don't think so. Our cloaking held, but barely. I've had to make some adjustments to the field harmonics. We should be secure now. Lisa nodded. Good work. We have 6 hours before the council reconvenes. We need to use that time to prepare our case. The team gathered in the ship's conference room. Jack Warren had been monitoring alien communications while they were gone and had new information to share. The station is buzzing with talk about us, he said. I've picked up transmissions in at least 12 different languages, all mentioning humans or Earth. What are they saying? Lisa asked. Mixed reactions. Some are angry we showed up uninvited. Others seem impressed that we managed to find the meeting and get past station security. Ellen added, I've been analyzing the council debates. There appear to be 3 main factions forming. One led by Zigta wants to enforce immediate quarantine measures against Earth. Another group led by the jellyfish being, its name translates roughly as luminous tide, argues for diplomatic contact. The third faction is waiting to see what happens. Lisa considered this information. So we need to convince the undecided delegates that humanity deserves a place at the table. How do we do that? Sam asked. They've been watching us for who knows how long. They've seen our wars, our pollution, our divisions. They've also seen our art, our music, our capacity for kindness, Ellen pointed out. Our ability to learn and grow. Lisa stood up and paced the room, thinking, we need to show them what makes humanity special. Not just our technology or our resources, but our spirit. For the next 5 hours, they worked on their presentation to the council. Ellen assembled examples of human achievement in science, art, and exploration. Sam prepared information on Earth's defense capabilities, not as a threat, but to show that humans could contribute to galactic security. Jack compiled a history of how humans had overcome differences to work together in space. When it was time to return to the council chamber, Lisa felt ready. This time they didn't sneak in. They walked openly through the main corridors of the station, drawing curious stares from aliens of all shapes and sizes. The main chamber was full when they arrived. All the delegates had returned and the atmosphere felt tense. Zikta stood at the center platform, his insectoid features unreadable to human eyes. Humans of Earth, he addressed them formally. The council has discussed your unprecedented appearance. Some wish to remove you immediately. Others believe your presence offers an opportunity for dialogue. We will hear your case before making our final decision. Lisa stepped forward to the central platform. A hush fell over the chamber as she looked. Around at the assembled aliens, the future of humanity would be shaped by what happened in the next few minutes. Thank you for this opportunity, she began. I am Captain Lisa Martinez of Earth. We came here today because we learned you were making decisions about our future without our input. That may seem bold or even rude to you, but it's part of who we are as humans. We believe in speaking for ourselves. She activated a small projector Ellen had prepared, showing images of Earth, its people, and its achievements. Humans are young compared to many of your civilizations. We've made mistakes, we've fought wars, polluted our planet, and struggled with division. But that's not the whole story. The projector showed the first lunar landing, the Mars colonies, the great peace treaties and scenes of daily life on Earth. We're explorers and dreamers. When we see barriers, we work to overcome them. When we find problems, we seek solutions. We're curious about the universe and our place in it. Lisa looked directly at Zikta. You say we're developing too quickly, that we're unpredictable. You're right. But those qualities have helped us survive and grow. They're not flaws to be contained. They're strengths that could benefit the galactic community. Luminous Tide, the jellyfish alien, pulsed with light as it spoke. How would humans react to species more advanced than yourselves? Would you feel threatened? Honestly, some of us would, Lisa admitted. Change and difference can be frightening. But most humans would be excited, curious, eager to learn. We've dreamed of meeting other intelligent life for centuries. The rocky alien rumbled. Your kind has a history of exploiting resources without regard for consequences. Why should we allow such behavior to spread beyond your system? Because we're learning from our mistakes, Lisa answered. Our latest colonies use sustainable technologies. We're healing the damage we caused to Earth. We've grown, and we continue to grow. Debate erupted among the delegates again. Some seemed swayed by Lisa's words, while others remained skeptical. The arguments continued for nearly an hour, with questions fired at Lisa from all directions. She answered each one honestly, neither hiding humanity's flaws nor overstating its virtues. Finally, Zikta called for order. The council will now vote on the status of Earth and humanity. The voting process was strange to human eyes. Delegates seemed to change colors or emit different patterns of light to indicate their choices. Ellen worked furiously with her translator to understand what was happening. It's close, she whispered to Lisa. Very close. When the voting ended, Zikta approached Lisa again. The council has reached a decision. The chamber went silent. Earth will not be placed under quarantine, Zikta announced. There was a mixture of reactions from the delegates. However, full membership in the Galactic Council is not yet granted. Lisa felt both relief and concern. What does that mean for us? Humanity will be given observer status, Zikta explained. You may establish an embassy on this station. You may trade with other civilizations under specified guidelines. Your expansion will be limited to 12 light years from your home system for now. That's more than we currently can reach, Ellen whispered to Lisa. Luminous tide floated forward. In one standard cycle, your status will be reviewed. If relations proceed peacefully, further integration will be considered. Lisa nodded. On behalf of Earth, I accept these terms. We look forward to peaceful cooperation with all species. As the meeting concluded, many delegates approached Lisa and her team, curious about humans and Earth. Some offered technical knowledge, others cultural exchange. Even a few who had voted against them seemed interested in learning more. Nari, the purple humanoid, came to Lisa with what was definitely a smile. You have achieved something remarkable today. No species has ever gone from quarantine consideration to observer status in a single meeting. We crashed the party, Lisa said with a small smile, but we brought gifts. Later, as the Audacity prepared to return to Earth with the news, Lisa stood looking at the massive station through the view screen. Their mission had succeeded beyond what anyone could have expected. What do you think will happen when we get home? Sam asked, standing beside her. Everything will change, Lisa replied. Earth is no longer alone, no longer isolated. We have new friends, new challenges, and a whole galaxy of possibilities. As the ship's engines powered up, Lisa thought about all the humans throughout history who had looked up at the stars and wondered if anyone was out there. Now she would bring them the answer, and it was only the beginning. Set course for Earth, she ordered. It's time to tell everyone they have neighbors,